Hi, hello, 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 hello. So, hello, everybody. So, how was your Christmas? Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in, and join me for the Business Plus Mixer for today. We're going to talk about annual planning. And so, we have 4 days left in the new year. 4 days. So, this is something you can do in 4 days for your business. If you're a small business owner, you really should pay attention to right now because right now is the time to plan out 2021. So look at your 2020. How was your 2020 doing? Like what was happening in 2020? Most of us, 2020 was an unprecedented year. I mean, it was its own little animal, right? Um, I am going to, if you ask, I'm going to put the way that you can schedule your business, your annual business assessment, because I'm booking now for annual business assessment. So right now I'm doing 5 steps, right? The 5 steps to annual planning for small businesses because it's annual planning time. And so we want to make 2021 better than 2020. And we want to do that intentionally, right? Because we're not leaving anything to chance. Because 2020 taught us that you have to be intentional about a few things. And one of them is annual planning. One of them is creating a plan so that the first quarter you start off with a bang. That's the whole thing, is to have a plan. Now, does that mean that 2021 won't be as crazy as 2020? No, that's not what that means. But with a plan, you can actually stop worrying about, okay, what do I do next? And what do I do next? And what do I do next? A lot of people who are business owners contact me and they're saying, I have a business idea. What do I do next? So that's what the annual planning is about. Annual planning is about 5 steps. 5 steps. Now we could get really intense. Like there can be more steps to that. But what I'm teaching right now is the 5 things. If you are a small business owner, or if you know a small business owner, share this video. Share the video so that you can help your friends, your circle, know how to do annual planning for 2021. Like all small businesses need to have a business plan in place. And so we're talking about an annual plan this time, but you need to have a business plan. If you don't have a business plan, you can contact me for those. We do those too. So you can contact me. We can do the business plan. But today we're doing annual planning. We're making sure that our 2021, which will be here in 4 days, who can believe that we're 4 days from a new year? It didn't seem like we get there. We get here, did it? There's been a lot of different things happening in 2020. That 2020 is its own animal. And so when we were talking about this in March, like when COVID hit, right? When COVID became widely known because it actually appeared in November of last year. But when it became, widely known by everyone, when it got everybody's attention, that was in March. Like it seems like on March 15th, the world stopped. Like the world held its breath. And everything, every month I was keeping up, I would say Jumanji 8 level, because in August, we were like in Jumanji. Things were just abnormally happening all over the place. Like it was like we were off our Earth's axis or something. Something really crazy. But but we're finally at the end of the year, and now we're going to intentionally plan for next year. Now, let me tell you about plans. Plans are made to be broken. So we are still flexible to whatever the market says, whatever COVID does, whatever's happening in the world, because we can control that, right? But we're trying to learn how can we control the things that are in our circle of influence? How can we control those things? And so that's what the annual plan is about. Again, I cannot promise you, I definitely can't promise you that 2021 won't be a repeat of 2020. I have no control over that, no control whatsoever. However, I can tell you that if you do some intentional things in your small business, that you will have intentional outcomes, right? By doing this equals that. All things remaining the same. So We're going to talk about that. And if you are watching, go ahead and say hi. Tell me who you are, where you are. Show me who you are and where you are. And so I can say hi back. I love interaction. When I get into my presentation, I am going to go straight through it and then I'll come back and answer any questions you have. And feel free to go ahead and key your questions in. I will make certain by the end of this presentation, I'll actually answer all your questions. The Business Plugs Mixer is about business. It's about helping you to find resources. So sometimes I have a guest on and we talk about what that guest does and what they bring to the world of business, the marketplace, learn stuff, how to understand stuff better. That's my gift. That's my gift to the world. And so the Business Plugs Mixer, shout out to LinkedIn because you gave me access to do this live. So thank you. Thank you. Facebook, you have me live as well. So thank you, Facebook. Thank you, LinkedIn. We're going to help some business owners learn how to do annual planning. We're going to learn how to do annual planning. So here we go. If you're ready, I'm ready. Again, go ahead and share this if you have business owners in your circle. Like, gift them with this. They're going to want to know this. So go ahead and gift them with this. If you didn't get them anything for Christmas for their business, here's your gift. You can say, hey, oh, by the way, I support your business. Here, you can go ahead and share this with your business friends and tell them, if I didn't get you anything for your business, I'm making up for it now. I'm sharing this so that you can get your annual plan together. They will thank you for it. They may look at you sideways, but they'll thank you for it. They'll say, okay, I didn't even know I needed this. So if you have business friends who you didn't get something for Christmas for their businesses, then please, by all means, share this video. This can be your gift. I'm giving you the permission to share this with your circle. And it can be their Christmas gift, after Christmas gift, but Christmas gift still. You're telling them you support their business and you're trying to make sure that they have an annual plan that's going to help their businesses grow. So that can be your gift. Okay. So let's go ahead. And if you're watching this on the replay, go ahead and put hashtag replay so that I'll know that you watch it. If you have any questions now or after I'm finished, go ahead and put your questions in the comments. If you're on LinkedIn or Facebook, I can see the questions when I end presentation. I'll come back and I'll make sure that I answer all the questions. But we're going to talk about a very basic, right? This is a very basic 5 steps to annual planning. Now, annual planning can be 3, 4 days long, right? It can be half days, 6 half days, or it can be, it takes about 8 hours, 4 to 8 hours, depending on what you cover. What I offer is initially, I offer a basic annual plan. That's these 5 steps. We actually implement those, and it's 4 hours. So, yeah, so it's pretty intense, but it gets you to look at some things. It gets you to think about where you are and then think about where you want to go, and then putting steps to incrementally get there intentionally. So if you're a small business or you have a friend that's a small business, they're going to appreciate tuning in right now. So please make sure you share it with them personally or that you share it on your wall so they can see it. And so we're ready to start. So we're talking about the 5 steps to an annual planning for small businesses. My name is Linda Murray Bullard. They call me the Business Plug. And they call me the Business Plug because I help men and women who have startup businesses or who are struggling in their existing business find the resources and the courses and consultations they need in order to scale their businesses confidently, because I want you to not only scale your businesses, I want you to learn how to sustain your businesses. And so I teach these very elementary business strategies to help you as a business owner move forward. So these are things that you can do like now. These are easily implementable, but things you can do right now. And if by chance you run into problems where you figure like, okay, I don't know what that kind of means and I need to go deeper, then absolutely reach out to me in the comments. I am putting my contact information. I don't have it in LinkedIn yet, but I do have it on Facebook. But you can contact me after I'm finished and you set up a schedule, set up an appointment, and we can actually talk about where you are, where you want to go, and if you want me to come help you do an annual plan, because I do these things. So, yeah, that's part of my consultations when I help business owners. So, moving to the next slide. The 5 steps are reviewing and assessing, We'll talk about SWOT analysis. Like you remember last week, I actually went through how to do a SWOT analysis. So a SWOT analysis, we'll talk about defining your purpose, your vision, and your core values. We'll talk about at a high level about your goals. And then we'll also talk about what gets measured because there's a saying, right? What gets measured gets done. So we'll talk about putting some metrics in your business so that you can actually assess what, because we already know the numbers don't lie, guys. Like we can guess and we can think. My friend Dante talked about he didn't have metrics and things in his business, and he actually didn't find out that he had a six-figure business until he was at the tax preparers. Okay, that is not where you want to learn that because you want to along the way assess where you are going, what you're doing, what's working, what's not working, so that you can make tweaks. And mind you, no matter how great your plan is, there will be, because that's what COVID taught us, there will be things that happen that are outside of your control, and you will have to adjust for them. So this is to give you a flexible start of making an annual plan for 2021. This is to help your small business get ready. So 5 steps to creating an annual plan for small business. Now, the first part we're going to talk about is review and assess. So step one, review and assess. We need to look at what worked and why. We also need to look at what didn't work. And this is looking in 2020. What worked in your business and what didn't work? And not only 2020, go back 3 years, right? Because 2020 is a whole outlier by itself. So it's an outlier by itself. So that it doesn't get your information doesn't become jaded. Go ahead and look back 3 years and see what has been working and what hasn't, right? And then you have to determine based on what you've assessed what gets repeated and what doesn't. Like there are some things that may not have worked that just need a little tweaking. And so those things may go forward in your new year. Or there may be some things that was just hitting the mark every time, even in COVID. Those things you want to repeat again into 2021. So assessing what we did, how did it work, how it didn't work, what gets repeated and what doesn't. And then your review, you're going to need some things, some concrete things that can tell you what happened. And you also may need to have certain people in the room. Like you may need to talk to your banker. You may need to talk to your accountant. You may need to talk to your attorney. You may need to talk to your staff. Like there may need to be more people in the room than just you as the business owner. So who needs to be in the room? Like contacting them and scheduling a meeting now and say, hey guys, we are going to do annual planning. Linda Murray Bullock got on LinkedIn and Facebook and told me we need to do some annual planning. And so I need you in the room and we're going to go through this process. Okay. The next part is assessing what worked. Like when you look back, what worked, what didn't. And then you always do a root cause analysis and find out why did it work? Like, what did you do to make it work? What did you do? And it worked. So understanding the activities behind it, not just the overall picture, but dig deep and find out what did you do so that you can mimic those things that did work. And then you can also look at those things that you may not want to do again because they didn't work. They ended up in you losing money or spending more money than you should have. And then what gets repeated? So if it worked, how much of a difference did it make? Did it make a decline? What does it mean to your business to repeat that? Or did it cost you too much? And it's time to delete that. Document that. You want to document either way so that you have something to refer to because 5 years from now, you won't remember what happened last year. You won't remember what happened the year before that. You won't remember what happened the year before that. So documenting these things now is going to help you going forward. So, in summary, the first part of our lesson is review, do an assessment, move things that worked forward, or delete those things that didn't. And again, some of those things could have been tweaked, right? So don't throw everything in the garbage. Really, really dig deep and find out what things went wrong and if a tweak is needed as opposed to just discarding it. So the 5 things you need to do in order to get ready for your annual plan. You need to review and assess. I just told you how we did that. You need to do a SWOT analysis. And, SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And at last week, I actually showed you how to do a SWOT analysis. And then you need to define your purpose, like why are you here? You need to have a mission statement. You need to have a vision statement. You also need to have your core values. A lot of times I find that small businesses don't have their core. When I say, what are your core values? A lot of times the business just look at me in a deer in the headlights and like, what do you mean core values? But what are those things that are deal breakers? Like a lot of times the reason you have those high maintenance customers is because you don't know what your core values are and you're dealing with somebody whose core values do not align with yours. Like it's okay to fire a customer. That's okay. They are always the customer. You know, there was a saying, the customer is always right. Well, the customer may not be always right, but they are always the customer. So, and there are some customers that are not ours. Everyone is not your customer. So being comfortable with knowing what your core values are and what your deal breakers are, what your mission and where you're going in your business is going to help you. And then also the number four, step four is create a plan. Like you really need to sit down and create a plan, knowing who your customers are based on data, looking at what has already happened. Who is your most important customer? Do you even know who that is? And what does the numbers say? Because when you look at the numbers don't lie. So what does the numbers say about who's paid you the most money so far this year? What does that person look like? That's going to be who your avatar is. And that's who you're going to be marketing to in 2021. So it's important for you to look back and see who that person was, or who that company was, or who that was that paid you an enormous amount of their time, their money, their talent, so that you can reap again things that get moved forward, right? So that would get moved forward in your marketing materials. And there are ways to do that. The fifth one, the final one is measure it. Do you have metrics in your business? Most small business owners do not have metrics. And then those that do have metrics may not have the right metrics. Like there are certain metrics you need to have when you're marketing that can tell you whether your marketing is being successful or if it's growing. Like you'll be able to look at trends and be able to assess, like not just spending money, but intentionally understanding what is working in your business and what is not. Like when you're talking about creating your plan in step four, in lesson four, when you're talking about creating a plan in lesson four, you're talking about using SMART goals, right? SMART goals are the S is for specific, the M is for measurable, the A is for attainable, the R is for realistic, and the T is for time. How do you make those type of goals? And I can help you with that. That's what I do. So this is like my mini planning sessions. If you were to contact me and you were to want to do this in your business, we spend 4 hours together going through every step of this. So at the end, you would have an annual plan for your 2021. So that in 2021, you can start being intentional and get ready to have the best year ever because you've planned out the entire year in 90-day increments and you're able to make adjustments when you need to, but you also have those metrics in place so that you can understand how well you're doing. And it's not just you in your head thinking, oh, I'm doing okay. It's not like my friend Dante that got to the tax preparer's office and were like, oh, I'm six-figure business. Oh my, I have to pay taxes on that. You know, it's not that. It's actually being intentional and having a 2021 that's going to be your best year ever because you are going to put metrics in place. You're going to understand how to run your business efficiently, how to run your business so that things that are working continue to work. And if something stops working, then you'll understand how to pivot. That's another thing that we teach about when you're trying to get your annual plan together. So you can have a 2021 that's so much better than your 2020. Creating a plan and then work the plan. Sounds simple, doesn't it? That's what we're talking about. Today, we're talking about 5 steps to annual planning. And I just gave you the 5 steps. So go ahead and make the right. Hope you wrote them down. And that's all. See, it wasn't hard at all. It was a very simple video of me telling you what to do. If you want additional information, again, this is the short version. And so this is the mini version. So I offer two different types of assessments. I have a 4 hour one where I come and work with you and your staff for 4 hours, teaching you about how to gauge where you are so that you know where you're going. And then there's an 8 hour one, right? We can do it in one whole 8 hour day. They are online, so it doesn't matter where you are. If you can see this video, I can get to you. You can actually hire me to get to you and teach your people about how to create an annual plan so that your 2021 will be the best year ever for you and your company. If 2020 taught you anything, it taught you that you must have a plan in place. And that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about goal setting and making sure your 2021 is intentional. My email address is info@lsmbbusinesssolutions.com, and my website is getthebusiness.org. If you want to go ahead and schedule an assessment, I've also given you that link, which is on Calendly, so you can go ahead and schedule your 360 business assessment and get on my calendar first before it gets busy. I am booking for January. I am available Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So it doesn't matter if you're a late shift or if you're working your business after you work a 9 to 5, I can still get with you. So my hours for January are from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. I will start booking these for the first week of January. If you need additional information, now you have the information. So that concludes that concludes my annual assessment. You're welcome, Tamika. But that concludes my annual assessment. I am going to add the link where you can book the assessment if you're ready to start actually working. Want to book me and get me first? I am scheduling for January. So if you would like me to work with your business either from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. on my work hours, I work Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays only. I do not work on Fridays, Saturdays, or Sundays. My Saturdays are by appointment. My Fridays are by appointment, but mostly I work from 9 to 9 on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And I will be doing that beginning with the first week in January. My name is Linda Murray Bullitt. They call me the business plug, and they call me the business plug because I help businesses just like yours find their greatness. I do that through coaching, through courses, and through connections to reliable resources that can help you as a small business owner become scalable and stay sustainable. That's what it's about. So reach out to me. My information is in the notes. LinkedIn, I'm going to put it over there for you in just a second. But I will see you guys next Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time at the Business Plugs Mixer. That's what we talk about. We help business owners become great. You guys have a great rest of your week. If you put comments here after this is over, I will come back and see them. So I will see you guys next week at 7 p.m. Eastern. Have a happy new year.